It has finished scoreless at the Shea Stadium on New Year's Day. Altrincham manager Phil Parkinson joins us. Phil, very interesting game, but I've got to say that was an heroic second half performance after the sending off of Matty Costello.
It was my overriding feeling right after the game when addressing the players was warriors, heroes, that kind of mentality. To be able to withstand that for the amount of time that we did is no mean feat. And again, when you look at where we've gone down to 10 men the last couple of games, which is something we've got to address from a discipline point of view, but against the teams that we're facing, to last the amount of time that we have is full credit to the players.
Considering we'd not had a player sent off us or the opposition in any game until we played here less than 3 weeks ago, we've lost 3 players in the last 5 games, which is not good enough. But to be fair to Sam Roscoe and Elliot Osborne, they were probably a bit unfortunate. There was no lack of fortune with Matty Costello this afternoon.
No, and he knows he's let himself down there in his team, and he's apologised, and that's always something you can take that from. He understands Matty plays on the edge, and unfortunately today it's caught up with him. So yeah, it's something that it will cost him in terms of his position in the team. With regards, he'll miss a game now, won't he? And he's just come back in, so there's that side of it from a player. But ultimately, it brought the best out in the team as well, in terms of the way that they were willing to fight for the teammate who's made a bad decision on the day. But ultimately, listen, the amount of times Matty Costello's made great decisions for us. He's such a team player. The bits that he does in and around the football club. People shouldn't be turning on Matty now. He's just having a difficult moment, and it couldn't have come at a worse place for him, could it? Back at an old stomping ground for him, where he was once hero worshipped, and now this is football, isn't it? When you leave, obviously, they turn on you very quickly. They forget all the good stuff that you've done for them. So, yeah, difficult moment for Matt, but one that will stick with him, and we'll make sure that he's protected, because he deserves it for, like I said, all the good work that he does for Altrincham Football Club on and off the pitch.
I thought we defended really well, pretty well throughout the game, but particularly after going down to 10 men. But Ethan Ross was called upon a few times, and he's done magnificently. But also, there were 3 players who had to play out of position in Isaac Marriott, George Wilson and Elliot Osborne. I thought they were magnificent.
They were, and that's why we made the subs we do. I never want to take a Chris Con-Clark off. He's our best player, isn't he? There's no getting away from that on the ball. He gives us so much, saves us in a lot of games with his excellent play. And I know he'll be furious the fact that he's come off, but he understands that it's a team game, and when it goes to 10 men, we need the lads who are able to cover the distance off the ball, which people will say we still need that bit of quality going forward. We still got quality players on there, but ultimately your back's against the wall, and that's not playing to his strengths there. But there'll be other games where we'll feel that we'll be able to keep him on, because we'll still have the lion's share of the ball, even at 10 men. But away from home at Halifax on a heavy pitch, we had to make changes. We had to put people who could get up and down the pitch and play to their strengths out of possession, and that's what got us through the game in the end.
It was playable, but it was an exceptionally difficult surface. There were parts of it that were almost you couldn't get through, and the ball just wasn't bouncing at all.
No, at the start of the game, the ref was touch and go whether we wanted it on. And I'm sure if I dug my heels in, that I could have maybe persuaded him not to have it on. But we know how important these types of games are for the football clubs. Halifax were desperate to get it on. We know a heavy pitch will suit them more than it suits us. But again, our lads had to step up to the plate. Our pitch is heavy at the moment as well, but it's not as wet and as heavy as that. That was really wet today. Ours had dried out at least. It was just soft. So listen, there's no way I'm gonna. I know what it's like being in and around non-league. I've been there all my playing career, all my managerial career. So unless I thought it was absolutely not playable, there was no way I was going to go the other way with it, and supported Chris in that. But ultimately, as you said, it's not a great playing surface. But I thought in the first half the lads produced some really good one-touch, intricate play, and I felt we were the better team in the first half. It was an open game. I know they had a few moments where we've probably allowed them to have attempts on our goal with poor play, but in general I thought we were the team in the ascendancy.
I think we were certainly the better side in the first half. A couple of chances for each side. Oluwabori's been disappointed he's not been able to beat Ethan Ross, but it was a good save by Ethan, and a fantastic run by Jack Senior, and he's not been able to hit the target. But Regan Linney's had two good opportunities for us, particularly the second one, and he seemed to set himself really well, but we all know how good a stopper Sam Johnson is.
Yeah, but Regan knows himself. He's got to finish that. He's 1v1 with the keeper, and it doesn't get much better than that. And like I said, he's coming back, and there's a reason we've got Regan and Dior there, because they give us that other side of the game to run in behind. Whereas probably lost that a little bit last couple of games. We're having Marcus, who gives us great hold-up play, bringing others into play. But I felt against these, we really needed to stretch them in behind. And the amount of times we caught them out, another day we could have easily have scored, but we didn't. And Halifax will feel aggrieved that they've not took advantage of the situation where it's 10v11 again. But that's football sometimes, and two good teams, not a great deal in it. And like I said, we're not even through our second full year of full-time football. This has been a well-established full-time club for a long, long time. Look at the stadium, look at the size of the history of the club, and we're making giant strides to shorten them distances. And people will say lots of different things about us at the moment, but one thing you can definitely say about our football club and our team, it's full of character. Even when we're not playing at our very best, we're a real tough opponent to beat.
And we're having to play in a different way to our natural way of playing quite a lot just at the moment, and really showing fantastic character.
I think so. You're playing the best teams. Bromley, Halifax are up there, and we come out of that really tough test at Bromley, again being down to 10 men. I know they were down to 10 men shortly after us, but ultimately two teams covering a lot more distance away from home. And then at home, I felt we let ourselves down a little bit on the Boxing Day fixture. We didn't play particularly well, and listen, you have to take them days. So is that a bit of a dip in form? I put it down to a little bit of tiredness, and I felt we looked full of energy today, and we needed to, especially again going down to 10 men. So the lads will get a little bit of a break again, and it doesn't get any easier, does it? We've got a massive game against Barnet at home, who I've not seen the results today, but have been going great guns recently. So we've got to come through these tough challenges, improve on our discipline, get a little bit of confidence, particularly from that first half performance, and get back to where we were pre-Christmas.
Very important to get 2024 off to a positive start, and I think a draw here at the Shea under the circumstances is a very positive start.
Absolutely, because it could have easily have gone the other way. The amount of territory they had in the end. Like I said, if that was the other way around, I think I said it last time we played here and we were down to 10 men, I would have been very disappointed if we didn't take one of the chances that they got there. But a lot of their chances just come from getting the ball wide, crossing it into the box, our defenders having to head it, Ethan having to catch or make a save. So I felt that type of football we dealt with, that's probably been our area of growth this season. We're dealing with those types of teams in terms of who just sling it into the box from wide areas. They didn't really open us up down the middle, apart from Senior's run off the top of my head that I can remember. So again, defensively, we're in a much, much stronger position than we were last year.